Good morning, Taylor. I'm Carl Zymak, and this is another installment of Coffee with Rick Sollars. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about volunteerism in the community, going over Taylor Conservatory, Taylor Reading Corps, Auxiliary Police, and we're going to work our way around to the animal shelter. So we'll be back in just a couple seconds with Rick Sollars. Coffee with Rick. Hey, good morning, Rick. How are you today?
Good morning, Carl. Good. How are you?
Not too bad. We were going to talk a little bit about volunteerism on this segment of Coffee with Rick. I know you're, well, volunteers to begin with in Taylor. Volunteers are a big part of the community.
Absolutely.
All you got to do is go out there and ask them.
Yeah.
And Taylor has a lot of people out there who are willing to jump in and help out others if you gather their interest. Two of the most successful organizations you're directly involved with, and that's the Conservatory and Botanical Gardens and the Taylor Reading Corps. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved and tell us about those organizations?
Absolutely, Carl. We started with the Taylor Conservatory a few years ago. The director, Patty Donahue, had reached out, and I think they were looking for some city representation to be involved. So she had asked if I wanted to come and speak with the board and see if the board would consider appointing me as a board member. So we did that, and I was quickly accepted and got involved, and of course we raised some significant funds through our fundraising efforts, and we did some good things. We were able to work closely with Masco and get the pavilion, and of course the conservatory itself is it's a volunteer group, and there's a lot of detail that goes into that. We have one of the volunteer coordinators is Louise Doty from DNL, and Louise is very actively involved, and she manages the volunteers and the pruning and the manicuring of the trees and the plants and the flowers, and I mean the attention to detail is amazing. And if you ever get a chance to go over there, it's just an absolutely fantastic facility, and that's a completely ran volunteer program, and it's one of the best feelings to go over there and actually see the success that program has fulfilled.
Well, when you look at that particular program, I know summer has ended and we're in the fall now, but so many different things go on there during the evenings. Very attractive things for Taylor residents to go and attend.
Absolutely. Some of the jazz concerts on Wednesdays and it's just great. We're doing some things now where some of the schools are getting involved, and they're bringing the elementary kids over there, and they're teaching them some of the importance of of what goes on in the conservatory, and it's just really a win-win scenario.
What about the Taylor Reading Corps? I mean, I know some of the answers to this, but I'm going to let you go. How'd you get involved with that, and what's your feeling on the Reading Corps?
A few years ago, when Chief Judge Gino Salamone was looking at trying to begin a program similar to what was going on in Detroit, he reached out to me and said, would I consider getting involved? And I said, absolutely, I would love to. So we looked at a lot of different programs, and we looked at what was going on in the Detroit program, and the name slips my mind today, but essentially we launched that program, and we got some really powerful people involved. We got Rick DeVore to come on as one of the directors, and Rick is the president of PNC Bank, as you know, and we were able to kind of piggyback on their relationship with Sesame Street and their Grow Up Great program, and of course the volunteers that PNC has to to offer as well was a big benefit. And then of course we got Albert Perez from McKinley Properties and Congressman Dingell, and so with these guys we started to form the Taylor Reading Corps, and it quickly gained momentum, and today I believe the number is we have about 350 volunteers that are involved in the Taylor Reading Corps, which is simply amazing. It's a great feeling. It's a program that is from preschool through third grade, and the volunteers go in, they tutor the children, and it's just simply an awesome group of people.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot of fun, and it's very, very fulfilling.
It is.
When it comes to that, because a lot of people don't understand that. Children who fall behind in reading proficiency, if they're not caught up by the third grade, most studies show they're never going to catch up. And that's a shame.
It is, and there's a lot of studies out there that support that theory. And so our focus is the pre through third grade kids, trying to overcome those challenges.
One of the more successful volunteer groups in probably the history of Taylor is the Auxiliary Police. What's your impressions of that? I know you were talking about because staffing is down and crime is up and things like that, increasing the footprint of the auxiliary. Can you expound upon that a little?
Yeah, we really need to, to continue to grow that program. It is it's again, a completely volunteer-ran group, and it really helps out the Taylor Police quite a bit because of just the visibility alone of having auxiliary police patrolling, the parks, the schools, the presence of police cars and uniformed officers. It really helps in the mall. It's just a deterrent of having those folks around. Right. And these people, they're, I always tell people, if you see an auxiliary police officer out there, make sure you thank them. These guys and girls give up their time for free. Right. The best reward is saying thank you for volunteering, and they're another great group in Taylor. And
I challenge any other city to come even close to that type of footprint that they already have, because the auxiliary police here are tremendous. I mean, a tremendously large group.
They do, but they have needs as well. We have to start looking at getting them into some new vehicles. Some of their vehicles are pretty old and tired, and we're going to have to start, again, putting a focus on this group. And again, yes, you have to invest in some capital stuff, but there's zero cost after that. They're not being paid. There's nothing, there's nothing other for the city.
One thing that you were telling me off camera, Rick, was that a lot of people who have come up to you during this campaign have started to talk about the Taylor Animal Shelter with concerns about it, with the high kill rate there, with questions about its future. You wanted to get into that a little bit here. What's your feelings on Taylor Animal Shelter?
I am a big animal supporter. I have 2 dogs. I've historically always had one or 2 dogs. The animals are something that are very close to my heart and I'm passionate about. And we really need to put a focus on the animal shelter. Right now we have what I call kind of an unorganized volunteer effort, and there's no that's not meant to be a critical statement, but the city has almost no involvement in organizing the volunteers. So what I'd like to see is the city get involved in doing some things with the animal shelter. Let's be more active in trying to find these, whether if they're lost animals, let's try to locate where their homes are. Let's do that through social media. Let's do that through websites. We don't have a lot of that right now. There is a group that has a Facebook page, but it's not, the city has no involvement with it. The city, to my knowledge, has no link to their website to put these dogs or cats on the website. We need to, whether it's finding the lost dogs, their owners, or whether that's finding the dogs or cats that are looking for forever homes, finding those opportunities for them. One of the most disturbing things that came to us lately was an agenda item to approve fees for a service that it's a necessary service, and we have to have it. I voted no because the detail, what I read, that detail said that we basically extract 8 freezers per month of deceased dogs and cats.
This is part of the euthanation.
That's through the euthanized animals, and that was just too alarming for me. What that told me initially is that we're not doing enough to get these dogs or cats adopted out. 8 freezers a month is simply, an incredible number to digest. I would have expected that maybe be in a year, but not in a month. So I voted no on it, and it wasn't that I voted no because I felt that we were never going to have to euthanize dogs or cats, but I voted no because the rate was just far too alarming for me. We need to do better. We have to try to be proactive in finding homes, forever homes, for these dogs and cats, and it's something that clearly the community is passionate about. The amount of questions that we've had surrounding the animal shelter and adoptions and no kills and all of that, it's just been probably one of the hottest items on the campaign. And while a lot of people want a no-kill shelter, they've asked, will you bring a no-kill shelter to Taylor? And my answer is, I will pursue a no-kill shelter. I can't at this point because I don't know enough of the details about what a no-kill shelter truly is. I can't say in good faith that yes, I will do that, but yes, I will pursue it. Yes, we will exhaust it. We will do everything we can to try to implement that here in Taylor. And in the interim, we will definitely try to do a much better job of working with the volunteers and getting these dogs and cats out into forever homes.
Well, bottom line is if people out there are looking for a pro-animal candidate, you're the man, right, Rick?
Absolutely.
All right, you're going to do the job, and you're going to do the best research out there and see what we can do by these animals and to improve the shelter.
Absolutely. Improve the shelter. Improve the volunteers. We want, if volunteers come into the shelter to walk dogs, to feed dogs or cats, whatever it is, we certainly want to open the door and welcome them. What I'm hearing is it's not always a welcome feeling, and that's no shot at the employee group. The management, it starts at the top. The management has to send that message that you are welcome. We'd love to have you come in and participate, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a big part of organizing those efforts.
And that's all that counts. All you can do is make an effort, right, Rick?
Absolutely.
All right, well, you take it easy, Rick, until another installment of Coffee with Rick.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, buddy.